Well, Albacom is a multidisciplined engineering company. It has a trading history stretching back to 1953. It started off by supplying high-end electronic products into the defence sector. That was the history, but in 2014, the previous owners of the business left the company, retired. Myself and a group of others took over the business. And we decided then to diversify quite dramatically. And we introduced a mechanical divisions within the company. So we now operate 4 engineering divisions. The first and foremost being the electronics division. And then we introduced a lifting and motor winding services division. But in 2017, we invested in a machine shop. So we now do CNC machining, turning and milling, and that was to really penetrate the energy sector, oil and gas in particular. The 4th division is Sustainable Engineering Division, and we invested just about 18 months ago in a company called Genista Energy Limited, which we own 50% of. And that business is design and manufacturing of battery storage solutions. Because we're multidisciplined, we always felt that we didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into being electronics only or mechanical only. We thought we must diversify. And we weren't sure where to go, to be honest, to begin with. But I was introduced to Graham Hall, the managing director of Genista Energy Limited, only 18 months ago. And Graham had a vision.
The applications for the battery storage systems are wide and varied. They can be used for on-grid and off-grid applications. They can be used for backup storage. They can be used for charging electric vehicles, and they can also be used for grid services such as primary reserve and backup. The next stages of the partnership are really to develop a new range of products that are highly innovative and fill gaps in the marketplace today.
With our power supply knowledge, especially in the AC to DC power conversion range, that fits nicely into battery storage. Anytime you're expanding a business, it's very difficult, to get investment. And so the first divisions that we established, like I said, lifting and CNC machining, there was an element of self-financing to those divisions. And then we approached a customer for the CNC machining to see if they would help out, which they did. We also reached out to Scottish Enterprise, which helped us out with some grant funding, which was great. But the most recent one for battery storage, that was slightly different. I put in a very basic business plan to see how it would pan out, to do a bit of a frontline financial model. Very often, well, to be honest, always it kicks up a greater need for finance than you first think you're going to need. Getting stakeholder buy-in through the board of directors of Albacom was vital to begin with. The directors of the business, contributed initially, but we realised very quickly it needed a bit more, to really penetrate the sector. I had to go to all the organisations I knew about, like the CeeD organisation, the Scottish Enterprise again, are very helpful, the Chamber of Commerce here in Dundee. They all gave me bits of information to allow me to make the decisions, or the big ticket decisions as I call them. It's phenomenal the amount of information you can gather from like-minded people.
CeeD have been a very good organisation for us to partner with Albacom Limited, because they have introduced us to a number of different companies in the industry where they have different skill sets, and been very helpful in the journey between ourselves and Albacom in the renewable energy sector. With the partner companies that we're working with, we will fill gaps in the market in the EV infrastructure, where they will be able to recover vehicles from the roadside using mobile storage applications.
The vehicle charging world was totally new to us, so I've never worked in the automotive sector before. So that's a new sector we've created. And then it got us thinking, to be honest, where else could these battery systems fit? If you think about events, event management companies very often use these big diesel generators, to create their power for the event. Well, these battery systems that we've got are really silent generators, the green energy silent generators. Since creating the joint venture, we went to the marketplace with this new technology, and we've tendered for in excess of £67 million worth of business. Between 2015 and 2020, we went through a growth phase, and we achieved about a 22% growth rate in those years. This year's going to be our greatest growth line yet in the business, and that's because we have diversified. The next phase of the business is really to scale up. So again, we would need to look at perhaps further investment. I'm a great believer in collaboration, networking, talking to other businesses, customers, suppliers, even competitors. Stay close and listen to what they've got to say. Every day is a school day. Learn, and that will help you make the correct decisions for your business. Don't be afraid. Take risk, do your homework, and do a bit of a business plan, and go for it. It's very rewarding when you get it right.